Hey y'all, it's me back with another video. I ain't did that in heck long. Oh, why my voice sounds so deep? Well, for one thing, I just woke up. Y'all know I'm putting my hair back so you can catch these earrings. I need you to catch these earrings, okay? I need you to see these earrings. So, someone asked me in a live, how am I able to balance Christianity and African spiritual work? Because I don't really want to call it religion, because technically I'm no longer practicing Ifa or Santeria. Technically. Because I don't have godparents right now. And I don't belong to a house. So what I'm doing is basically my own thing. Which, is working for me. Now, for people that don't know, I come from a very religious Christian Baptist household. My father was a deacon. My mother was a deaconess. And after my father passed away, I think my mother was promoted to the mother's board. I think that's how that happened. I'm not really sure. I think it is, though, because I think after he passed, then, yeah. After he passed, she was no longer deaconess. She was promoted to the mother's board. Okay, so I'm talking from birth until I was an adult. I was in church, Sunday school, church, BTU, choir practice, Usher board, junior women, mission, all of that. I did all that. To then become an adult and become an ordained minister myself. So for y'all that don't know, yes, I am an ordained minister. One day I will show you guys my ordination certificate and, maybe the pictures of my ordination or whatever. I am an ordained minister. I used to preach the gospel. And one of the reasons why I stopped preaching is because I had a polyp on my vocal cords, which then had to be removed. And I don't know, I just was really upset. Blah, 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 blah. Got out the church. That's that. Now, let me tell you guys, when I turned, I guess, 18, I think when I turned 18, because I think I started junior college when I was 17. So I think around 18 is when I took my first African studies class in junior college. And, learning about Africa and religion and, all of this kind of stuff, because, I can remember as a kid watching the movie Roots. I thought all Africans were Muslims, because in the movie Roots, they made Kunta pray to Allah. So I thought all Africans were Muslims growing up, until I got old enough to actually, start researching religion in different areas of Africa, and how different areas or regions and tribes of Africa, people practice different things. So I don't think it was until I was maybe in my 20s that I just kept running into people who, were just on a different level spiritually. Well, okay, so my first husband was a preacher's kid. His dad was a minister. So, I thought we, he and I, were so connected from that because both of us had such a serious Christian background. But he was into crystals and incense and chakras and, all of this stuff that I thought was the devil's work. I'm like, I'm marrying this boy and he out here worshiping the devil. Oh my God. It was so crazy. But, now that I look back on it, I'm just like, Spirit used him to plant a seed in me that just continued to grow. Because I got married when I was 21. So, it went from him to meeting people who practice Ifa, to meeting people who practice Santeria, to meeting people who practice voodoo, to meeting people who practice hoodoo, and then me starting to read books and, get knowledge of our people and really get an understanding that we would have been totally different people had we come over to this country and the slave masters let us continue to be who the hell we was. But instead of doing that, we're the only people that have come to this country and have had to give up our language, our culture, our religion, our names, everything. Everything about the black people were stripped from us when we came here to this country. You notice Chinese people, they still have their first and last names. Even Chinese American born people still have, their Chinese names. And, of course, African people who come over here from Africa will retain. But Jewish people, just everybody but us. We have taken on the names of our slave masters, the names of the plantation owner. My last name, my family last name is, my dad's side is Evans. In Louisiana, Evans. The last name Evans is a true slave name. It is a French slave master's name. Okay? So that in turn makes my family part Creole because that name came from some Creole slave master. And then Williams is a big plantation owner's name down south also. So all of our last names in my family has a direct connection to a slave owner. My grandfather's last name is Worsham. That name has a direct connection to a slave owner. So that's our last names basically come, Common, Jones. That was my husband's last name. My last name now, Brown, Johnson. Those are just common names for black people. If your family from the South, somebody in your family got one of them names because they, are extremely common. So when it came to religion, my philosophy has always been when you know better, you do better. So when I learned that how Christianity was given to us, it just didn't sit right in my spirit. And it wasn't just, it not sitting right in my spirit. It was just, these pastors out here doing their own thing. So, I just can't deal with it. I really can't. Like, organized church, I can't deal with. Do I still love Jesus? Yeah. Because I just don't believe that, you can forget your roots. I mean, I can still hear a certain church song and it just take me all the way out. Do you hear me? Like, there used to be this lady at my church. When she used to catch the Holy Ghost, she would run. I mean, she would be in the church striking. And that song, Marvelous, by you know, the family. I can't think of his name right now. But his brother recently passed away. He passed away first. Why not Wyan? I can't think of his name right now. But honey, when I hear that song, I can shout. I can shout all over this house. So let me get to the part about how I have been able to blend the two things. Now, one thing about this religion, well, this was how it was done in my house when I first, joined the house for Santeria, and I talked to my godmother, and, she was asking me, like, where did I come from religiously or whatever, and I told her that, was a church girl. And she said, most of our ancestors, all they knew was Christianity. That was their life. Like my mother, before my mother passed, it was still things that I would not talk to her about because, I didn't want to disrespect her in any way. And, I didn't want my mom worried about me thinking, oh, my daughter's going to go to hell because she out here worshiping the devil. Because you know how older black people are. They feel like if you're not a Christian, you on some devil worship shit for real. And I didn't want my mom thinking that, so I really just let her go on to heaven believing that, I was still into the whole Christian thing. And which I'm not, I will go to church every now and then. It ain't often, but if I catch the spirit to go to church, I'm going to go to church. And I still pray. You know what I mean? There are times that people ask me to pray for them, and I know that they are Christian. I'm praying to the same God you pray to. You know what I mean? I do the same things you do. I just talk to my ancestors. It was so beautiful today during Nipsey's homegoing that his mother poured libation and called on his ancestors, even though she had to have the daddy come up and say the names. But I don't care how it happened, it happened. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things that, those are seeds being planted. Because now somebody that don't understand what was going on will be like, well, what was she doing? What was she pouring out that water? What was she doing? That will cause the younger people to go and research. Sometimes y'all young folks can't hear stuff from us. You got to hear it from one of your peers. One of your peers got to tell you where to go, Google, to look, when you could have heard it from me. And, I could have told you the truth or whatever. But you don't want to hear it from me. You want to hear it from one of your peers. So I'm hoping that what she did planted a seed in somebody and they will go and research libations. I'm so juicy-mouthed, child. I had to, God, dog. Will go and research libations and, find out what that, what that is and what that whole thing entails. Maybe we'll talk about that one day, but not right now. So, what I do is, I have set up my altar. When I talk to my ancestors, I talk to my mama about Jesus. You know what I mean? I'm not disrespecting my ancestors. When I do what I'm going to do, I do that on another altar. I have that set for, you know, whatever I'm going to do. The Bible even say your right hand shouldn't know what your left hand is doing. So mine don't. I'm out here doing a little bit of everything. Back in the day, in Louisiana, they used to call people like myself two-headed doctors. You know, you working the good and the bad. You doing a little over here, you know. So that's what I consider myself. You know, I have taken the spiritual aspect of religion, knocked off all that doctrine, all of that. You going to hell? I don't even want to hear that. I don't care. At this point, I don't care. I'm 54 years old, and I'm just out here living my life. You know what I mean? Whatever happens in the afterlife, I will have to deal with that when I get here. But I'm not going to live my life scared to death that I'm going to hell. That's not my ministry. Now, if that's your ministry, you go right on ahead. I have always considered myself a Christian witch, and that's what I will always consider myself. And if you want to challenge me, do that in the comment section. We'll have a good old time. Because you're not going to tell me what I'm not. You're not going to tell me what I don't feel, what I can't do. You're not going to do that. And, you know, maybe this ain't for you. Maybe for you, it's just being a Christian and you got to do things one way. But see, I'm multi-dimensional. I'm like a diamond. You know, I shine on a whole. A diamond don't just shine from one angle. It's shining from all kind of ways. So that's how I am. I'm drawing energy from as many places as I can. If Ifa is going to heal me, then I'm with Ifa. If Santeria is going to heal me, then I'm with Santeria. If Jesus is making me feel good, then I'm with Jesus. Okay? If I want to be with Buddha, I will be with him. It's however and whatever makes you feel good. Because I have my Buddhas, I have my voodoo dolls, I have my crystals, my incense, everything. But I love Jesus too. I would never say, and I would never tell you not to love Jesus. Me and Jesus, we still cool. Jesus is my boy. Okay? That's my boy. He didn't been there with me through a whole lot of stuff. And I'm never going to say I don't love him. But I'm never going to say I don't love the Orishas either. Because it was the Orishas that kept our ancestors until they really understood what this Jesus was. Because, you know, at first they didn't understand Jesus. White Jesus? What? It was the ancestors, the Orishas, that kept our ancestors sane enough to accept that white Jesus. So no, I'm not going to ditch them either. I respect my ancestors. I respect what they had to go through to get to the point to love white Jesus. Okay? And then they love white Jesus. So I'm not going to be kicking white Jesus to the curb. I'm not going to do that. But y'all know I love my black people. I'm always going to be down for my black religion, my black women, my black men, my black everything. Okay? I love it. I love where I come from. I love my bloodline. And Christianity is part of my bloodline. And this is what's working for me. Granny. Okay? If it don't work for you, what they say? What's that saying? If it don't apply, let it fly. If it don't fit, you must quit. Yeah. All those good things. If it don't fit you, then throw it out the window. That didn't make any sense at all. But who cares? You understand what I'm saying, right? This works for me. Find what works for you. Okay? If Christianity works for you, I need you to shout all over the church and be the best Christian in the world. Don't tell people they're going to hell, though. Leave people alone. Okay? If Ifa works for you, if black magic works for you, if white magic works for you, I need you to be the best witch in the world. Okay? Whatever you do it good. I hope it's long. Okay? Split it up. Listen to it on your way to work, whatever it takes. But I hope that answered your question. And fight me in the comment section. I'm here for it. Because I know y'all get mad when people use Christian and witch in the same sentence. Y'all be wanting to die. Y'all be out here losing y'all mind. Christian witch. Let me go. I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, love you. Bye.